They loved her, they respected her, and they knew that she was a very vibrant, respectful person.
When you have someone that you have loved for more than 50 years, it's very, very difficult to make this kind of decision, but I haven't not once been sorry that we made it.
Dignity. It's a word that we hear so often, it's often easy to forget what it means. Well, there's a place in St. Louis that knows exactly what dignity means. A place that dispenses dignity in big doses every day. That place? Manor Grove in Kirkwood. Hello, I'm Mary Ann Berger. If you have a loved one who needs nursing care, you need to spend the next half hour right here. I'll take you on a heartwarming journey to Manor Grove, where since 1907, St. Louis's elderly have been cared for with a compassion and a passion unrivaled by any other area nursing home. At the end of this program, you'll know the true meaning of dignity.
Manor Grove in Kirkwood, celebrating 100 years of caring for the elderly with dignity.
Dolores Mertz has been a registered nurse and administrator with Manor Grove for 23 years.
Since 1907, Manor Grove, once known as the Kirkwood Old Folks Home, has cared for the St. Louis elderly. Our 100 years of compassionate care have provided Manor Grove with a unique understanding of the needs of the aged. We also understand that the families and caregivers of the elderly need to know that they have made the right decision regarding the care of their loved ones. Conceived out of the compassion of a few kind women, Manor Grove considers it an honor to have cared for and served over 3,000 of the finest people we could ever hope to know.
The 6 founding women who established the Old Folks Home wanted to provide a safe haven for those unable to care for themselves. This forerunner to Manor Grove was the first nursing home established in St. Louis County. It was also the first home to admit a couple. Founded at a time when money was less than plentiful, many of the first residents actually paid their fees with chickens or even produce. The home was established as a nonprofit residence and remains so today. Then, as now, any profit was funneled back into the home to provide better care for the residents and for improvements to the facility. Over the years, the home was renovated and expanded and even relocated, but it always remains somewhere in the heart of Kirkwood. In 1983, the Old Folks Home decided it was well past the time for a name change. But what should that new name be? Well, on the grounds of its current location, majestic trees, some over 400 years old, impart a sense of beauty and dignity and tranquility, symbols of life and preservation. And that's why the Old Folks Home became Manor Grove, a place known for preserving life and providing care with dignity.
At Manor Grove, we're not admitting the resident, we're committing to provide care with dignity.
Kristen Nesser is Manor Grove's Director of Nursing.
What I feel makes Manor Grove unique is that when a resident comes to us, we try and take a look at their inner soul. We know that their bodies are crippled with age, but we take the time to look into their eyes and see the person that they used to be. Everyone's life has meaning, and we try and continue and make their life just as meaningful while they're here as it once was prior to coming to Manor Grove. What makes Manor Grove special is that everyone here loves these residents. We truly love them, and it's not just the nursing department, it's all departments. Everyone pulls together to give the highest quality of care to each and every individual that lives here. That's the part about Manor Grove, is everyone's so affectionate with the residents. We hug them, we love them, just as if they were our own grandma and grandpa. These residents that come to us have lived a long, full, meaningful life And it is our responsibility to continue that. They deserve that, they've earned that much, and we are happy to do it for them.
Well, my mother died in December of 2001, and we tried to allow him to stay at home after that, and it became evident before too long that he just wasn't taking care of himself. I definitely felt he was much better here than at home alone. There's no doubt about that. There was really no decision. My grandmother and my great-grandmother had been residents here, and my dad was, in visiting these two relatives, had become well known here, and he loved it. As he got worse, before he died, the care was wonderful. Very loving, very compassionate, and the day that he passed away, we had so many of the staff come in to say goodbye to him, and it meant so much to me and my daughters.
Well, making that kind of move is probably the hardest move you'll ever make in your life. It's very difficult, but coming here, we felt very good about it. We chose Manor Grove because when checking with our friends who had loved ones here, they gave us a very positive report.
My mom, the first day she arrived here, it's hard when you first come in. And I think being greeted by the staff and coming into a room, finding a tray with some cookies on it and some tea, coffee, it made it seem like this is going to be okay.
When you have someone that you have loved for more than 50 years, it's very, very difficult to make this kind of decision, but I have not once been sorry that we made it.
She fell in December, just before Christmas, broke her hip, was in the hospital for several weeks, and in January of 1992, she entered Manor Grove. Manor Grove just became Mother's friend. Manor Grove's care was so good, and the staff was so kind to all of them. Things progressed until she was seriously ill and then passed away. It was just a good decision on our part that this is where she belonged.
Our parents had special needs. They needed special skilled nursing, and I feel they got that very much here. They had therapy when they needed it. They had loving care. All the staff was so wonderful to them. It was such a comfort to us to be able to come and have dinner with him, help him to bed. And the same thing with my mother-in-law. In the last days of my mother-in-law's life, they were so wonderful to us. It was just like having her at home because we could spend the night with her during those last days, and the staff was so wonderful. And it was just such a peace of mind knowing that they were close and that we could come in any time and help.
We're especially proud of the home-like atmosphere at Manor Grove, an atmosphere that naturally lends itself to caring for the individual as a whole person, physically, emotionally, socially, and spiritually. We're a freestanding, one-of-a-kind residence, not part of a big chain conglomerate. Our nonprofit status means we're free to do what we feel is best for our residents, not what's best for some faceless corporation.
Roy Weisheit served on the Manor Grove Board of Directors.
All the people on the board, all the people within Manor Grove, all the staff are so vitally involved in taking care of people. We're in the people business. It's what can we do for our residents? And it's so nice to be a part of that board. It's not a case where you have to really work hard to get somebody because they're eager to do it and they participate. And it's very gratifying to see something like this take place. Everything that is done is for the benefit of our residents, which is a nice thing to have.
Several board members have had or currently have loved ones living at Manor Grove. Board member Mary Nair's stepmother, Joanna Cole, is a current resident.
My mother, Joanna Cole, was living independently 2 years ago, and she was needing some help and assistance. The new building at Manor Grove was just finished, and I brought her over to tour. On the way home, she said, "I really like that. Why don't we move there?" The staff, administration, board members, everyone is very concerned for each person as an individual, and that they have and understand the dignity that this individual who's lived many years needs and has. She had her own dress design business in New York City. When she moved back to the state of Missouri, she was a teacher. Still today, she hears from students and from family members and parents of these students because they loved her, they respected her, and they knew that she was a very vibrant, respectful person. And when she moved to Manor Grove, this has simply continued.
It's easy to see how caring and concerned the staff and board are, but when it comes to telling the complete Manor Grove story, nothing speaks louder than the words of the people who live here.
When I was told I needed 24-hour care, I told my children, Manor Grove. They checked other places, and there was always something that they wouldn't accept me someplace, or I liked it because it was close and that I knew someone. But when I got here, I found I got more than I was hoping for. The therapists here have been so good to me. They don't let me get by with anything, but they do it in such a loving way. What I like best about Manor Grove is that they are so friendly. The aides are so kind. You know, you can say the correct thing that you've been taught to say, but if your eyes don't say it, and if your voice doesn't say it, it doesn't get to your heart and doesn't help you as much. That's the way I feel.
Not all of Manor Grove's residents need long-term care. Some, like Ferdy Walker, stay only long enough to recuperate from an illness or accident.
Wham! Somebody ran into the side of my car. My daughter, my youngest daughter, Sandra, had come from Kansas to help me make a decision as to whether or not I would stay at home or go to a place where they could take more care of me. My first impression when I came to Manor Grove to begin living here was that it was really a very friendly place to be. I was really impressed with the way that people accepted me. They were just really very friendly. I felt really at home in a very short while. In a few days, the therapist came, and she was super. She was very friendly, and she was very honest. And she told me that I had a really bad break, and we hoped it would get better and I would exercise, and she would give me exercises to do.
Thanks to the care Ferdy received at Manor Grove, she was able to return to independent living. She is recovered, she drives her own car, and she's back living in her own home. Ferdy's story leads to another unique service offered by Manor Grove, a service known as respite care.
Respite care at Manor Grove is something new that we're offering to the community, and we're very excited about it. It's a way for a resident to come and kind of try us out, if you will, to see if the shoe fits, if this is something that could feel like their home. And they're welcome to stay 2 days, 2 weeks, however long it takes for them to decide, yes, this is a place they'd like to live.
Hospice care is also available at Manor Grove. They provide social workers, nursing, pastoral care, and volunteers for both the resident and their families. New residents already involved in hospice care can continue with their existing program once they move in. Older Americans, including Missourians, are dramatically different than previous generations. Most notably, they're living longer. That often means that dementia and other age-related health problems are more prevalent than ever. Today, proper care of our elderly requires a high level of professional expertise and knowledge.
Manor Grove provides physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. And each therapy is its own unique individual programs, but we work together. I think one of the most important things with physical therapy, we're trying to, within the patient's safety, that's the biggest concern. We want to work on strengthening, balance issues, transfer issues, mobility issues. And occupational therapy will be working like on dressing, feeding, grooming, that type of thing. The activity department at Manor Grove will, it's dynamic. They will do a one-on-one visit. They'll do group exercises. They have parties. They have happy hour. It's an exciting place. And if you don't want to participate, they're not going to make you come or do anything that you don't feel comfortable with. One of the greatest nursing departments that I've seen.
Dr. Mark Gunby is the medical director at Manor Grove.
I am a patient advocate. I am here to make sure they're comfortable. I'm here to make sure they get the care that they deserve. I'm here to obviously address any acute medical problems that they have, but primarily it's to make sure that there's an ongoing team effort in providing the best quality of care that we can to any of our residents here at Manor Grove. So I have a lot of responsibilities in regards to direct patient care, and I have a lot of responsibilities in regards to behind-the-scenes care, but they all evolve around the care of the resident, and that is my role, is really to be that patient's advocate and help in the team effort to take care of any resident in this facility. I think the uniqueness of this facility is that it does have a home-like atmosphere, and again that the staff, I think, is really exceptional.
Dr. Anna Namovich, a physician with over 25 years experience with geriatric care, has been visiting Manor Grove regularly for years.
Manor Grove is very special to me. It's very homey, very friendly. I think it's one of the best nursing homes in St. Louis area. It's imperative to have good nursing staff which can provide really good care. And I found it here. Whenever I come, I see the same faces who know the patients. I see the same receptionist at the front desk. Administrator is the same for all these years, which really speaks for itself. Here is, you can feel that they really care and know the patients well. I think in Manor Grove, we work as a team. Physician, nursing staff, social worker, nurses' aides, we all communicate well, and because of that, I believe the care is really excellent.
Making the transition from independent living can also be psychologically stressful for the resident and their families. Dr. Sophia Graywall is a board-certified psychiatrist specializing in geriatric care.
With aging, people have decline in their physical capabilities or in their mental capabilities, and they need help to get along with their tasks of daily living. It's like uprooting an old tree and replanting them. They have to get used to the new routine, the new atmosphere, the new environment completely. They have to start adjusting to new style of living. Their rooms are different. They don't live at their home. They have to start building a new home here. And that is where the Manor Grove staff helps them with. The administration, their process, the staff helps these people to adjust to this new place and help them make it their new home. And as a visiting psychiatrist, if they need help, that's where we come in and we help them adjust to this new place.
Jan Ritchie is a registered nurse with 27 years experience in geriatric care.
In my experience at working with the staff and residents of Manor Grove, I've tried to impress upon staff that aging takes its toll on both mind and body. It's physical as well as mental, and they are not only helping them physically to bathe, to dress, to groom, to walk, they also are frequently helping them to understand their environment and those things that we all take for granted. They are not isolated as they previously had been in other facilities that I had been. They are not shunned by families as they might have been. And there are programs that are ongoing to help improve their ability to function. At Manor Grove, we realize that all persons are to be treated with dignity, and persons with dementia are no less in need of being treated with dignity as human beings as anyone else.
Manor Grove is known for its dedicated staff. Joan Hennessy joined that staff in 1978.
I used to see Manor Grove as I would drive up and down Kirkwood Road. I never knew it was a nursing home. I just thought it was one of the beautiful homes that were here, situated on Kirkwood Road. And it wasn't until I started looking for a job in 1978 that I realized that this was a nursing home. I had never worked with the elderly before, but I had a soft spot in my heart for them. And I just thought that when I came in to apply for the job, if they didn't take care of the little old people like I thought they should, I would be out of here in a hurry. And 23 years later, I retired. It's just a very nice place to work. Every nurse makes sure that the staff takes care of the residents the way we should. And they're like family to us.
Another important aspect of health care is proper nutrition. Good nutrition is vital to everyone, especially the elderly.
When I come to Manor Grove, I enjoy watching their meal times. The kitchen staff put a lot of effort into making sure that the food is tasteful and attractive. The ambiance in the dining room is excellent. It's a nice socialization, a nice place for socialization for the residents, and they truly appear to enjoy their meals. At Manor Grove, the special feature that they have in their dining is that they have a restaurant-style service. Their ambiance, their dining area is really conducive to attract people to want to come in and sit down and enjoy their meal. One of the wonderful niceties that Manor Grove provides is a spousal meal program. They've identified that oftentimes the spouse, because their loved one is now in another setting, that the spouse is at home, maybe alone, maybe also not enjoying their meals or not participating in a mealtime, and so they invite the spouse in for meals at no charge.
As important as it is to properly nourish the body, it's equally important to feed the body and mind. Sandra Scheller is Manor Grove's Activities Coordinator.
We have a variety of wonderful activities here at Manor Grove, and they are very important to the elderly. We have bingo, we have exercise programs with light weights. It helps their arm movements, and if we don't use it, we'll lose it. There's a big percentage of the elderly that sit at home and do not socialize. And when a family member brings in their loved one, they'll say to us, oh, they will not participate in activities. Next thing you know, the families come in and they just can't believe that their loved one has participated in the activity program. I have worked here for a lot of years, and I've met a lot of wonderful residents that have come in and out of my life. I can't describe how much Manor Grove is just wonderful, and I truly mean that.
A quick reminder, visit KSDK.com after this program for an online chat. Well, you've met several members of the staff, heard from some of the medical care providers, listened to the stories of our residents and their families, and had a brief look at a few of the many activities and services available at Manor Grove. Now, let's take a moment for a closer look at the residence itself. The physical environment at Manor Grove is an important component of the overall caring process. The residence is meticulously maintained and frequently renovated. In 2005, Manor Grove enhanced its traditional neighborhood feel with the addition of a new wing featuring private rooms and private bathrooms. The hallways are wide and colorful, with lighting especially designed to meet the eyesight needs of the elderly. A look that reminds one of a lovely modern hotel. And, as we saw earlier, the beautifully landscaped grounds further enhance that feeling of home. So far, we've shown you many good reasons why you should choose Manor Grove. That's obviously one of our main goals in presenting this program. But it's equally important to take some time now with the how and when of making your nursing care decision. Professional caregivers recommend you have a what-if talk sooner than later.
By the time people come to us, they're usually in crisis. Something shockingly scary has happened. Mother has wandered off or left the stove on and almost burned down the house. Typically, these are families who have been taking care of their loved ones 24/7. They're stressed and they need help now. Making the decision that your loved one should be placed in a nursing home with professional care is never an easy one. Families often feel guilty, but the reality is the person needs more care than the caregiver can possibly provide. Perhaps the best way to think about the issue is, if care is needed, you'll promise to find the best care you can.
Experts suggest you begin to take steps such as discussing finances. Manor Grove offers a free checklist on choosing a nursing home. Call 314-965-0864.
Caring for the elderly calls for compassion and understanding. Take heart in knowing that Manor Grove cares just as deeply as you do. For the past 100 years, we've strived tirelessly to assure that each of our residents lives a life full of dignity and grace. We're looking forward to continuing that tradition for another 100 years.
Remember, to learn even more about Manor Grove, visit KSDK.com now for an online chat, or call Manor Grove at 314-965-0864. I'm Mary Ann Berger. It's been my pleasure. Thank you for watching.
Manor Grove in Kirkwood, celebrating 100 years of caring for the elderly with dignity.